our second news story is about Kingdom Hearts. So, a lot of people went out and played Kingdom Hearts 3 for the very first time. Some of the members of the Chamber of Sages, like HMK and his group of Kingdom Hearts people, most of them went out. A lot of streamers who are known for streaming Kingdom Hearts were able to see it. And then I believe it was also at E3 Judges Week, where everyone goes like a week or two ahead of time to E3 to play all of the games and review them and judge them. That way, when you see like the E3 awards, this is when they do it. They don't do it during E3. They all go like a week or two early. That way they can actually get time without lots of lines and everything to actually judge the games. And apparently it's very we got very polarizing opinions on the games, because a lot of people love it, saying it's the best game since Breath of the Wild, or it's the best game they've ever played. But then there's a lot of people who are also saying that while it looks amazing, it controls like a clunky PS2 game. And the gameplay itself, like even moving away from the controls, just the gameplay is really horrible. Saying that it's as if they only focused on who can we put in the game to get people to like it, because we've seen like Toy Story's now in the game and like all of these other people. So they're basically saying it's as if Square Enix only focused on the graphics and the world building as opposed to the actual gameplay. So two very different opinions right now. The gameplay that I've seen looks really good, but if the controls are as bad as some of the people are saying, then, you know, nobody wants to play a game that has horrible controls. Like even with Link's Awakening, Nintendo has mentioned that they weren't a fan of the controls, but they were very limited to what you could actually do. So in Link's Awakening DX, I think, or maybe it was the game, not the Game Boy, sorry, the 3DS version that they made, where they like ported it to the 3DS. They changed some of the stuff with some of the controls, because at the time you could only use one item at a time, and then there were like some puzzles that required you to constantly be switching back and forth. And they did something similar with Ocarina of Time 3D, where you had to pause the game to keep going to the menu, to change your boots, to take off your boots, to change the boots, to take off the boots. And you would take like 2 minutes to get through something that should have taken like 15 seconds. So because you would put on the boots, go down, walk 10 feet, put on the boot, or take off the boots, go up, climb over, put on the boots again, sink down. So it was a lot of stuff, and they made it so you can just tap a button to do it. So basically they're saying it's a very similar situation with that, to where the controls really need to be changed. Square Enix actually has a history of this, because whenever they released the Final Fantasy 15 demo, there was a lot of people that complained about the way that the game controlled, and then they actually released an update for a demo, which almost never happens. Like, no one really spends the time updating or patching a demo, so for this to happen was kind of odd. But apparently they fixed the controls a bit, and then whenever they released the game officially, the controls were changed even further. So it seems like Square Enix, for their huge titles, has been having issues with the way it controls. I've been going on a lot, getting a bit off topic, so I apologize. Starting with you, Kayla, this time. What are your thoughts on Kingdom Hearts 3? Whether you think this is going to be great, whether you think it's going to be horrible, as people have said, where do you fall, and what is your history with the Kingdom Hearts series? Is it something you even care about?
So, Kingdom Hearts is one of the games that I've always wanted to play, but I've never had a console that I could have it on for whatever reason, so I haven't played it. So I see everyone that's like, yeah, Kingdom Hearts, and I'm like, wow, that game looks awesome, I wish I could play it, but I have no way to.
Yeah, there's a lot of crossover between Zelda fans and Kingdom Hearts fans.
However, I do know a lot of people that are really big fans of Kingdom Hearts. So, like, honestly, for their sake, like, I really hope that it comes through, like, it pulls through, and it is a good game, because Kingdom Hearts fans have been waiting so long for a third game. So hopefully we're just seeing kind of like the early workings of it, and they're gonna try and like tweak it, but for the purpose of their demonstration, hopefully it was just more trying to showcase the kind of characters that they want to have in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Alright, and what about you, Rick? Do you think this is bad news for the game? Because just like Final Fantasy 15, which was in development for like 10 years, this game's also been in development for a super long time. So
yeah,
like, for it to be in development for so long and still people saying, hey, there's some problems here. Like, it controls like crap. It feels like a PS2 game. Not even a PS2 game. Like, I've been told, like, a clunky PS2 game. So...
Well, I don't know. I was... I've been following it. I'm a huge Kingdom Hearts fan. I've been waiting since 2 came out. I mean, they left us open-ended, and then we had all those follow-ups afterwards. So technically, the game's only been in development for like 4 or 5 years, I think. So, I mean, I can see why they may have an issue with the system, but I mean, they're kind of using things that were brought over from all of the other games. So you're getting a little bit of Birth by Sleep, you're getting a little bit of Kingdom Hearts 2 and Dream Drop Distance feel to the battle system and the mechanics and everything, from what I've heard at least. But the X-Keepers, like HMK and all of them, they did mention that the game does feel like it. From HMK himself, he said that there are some things that are a little wonky, like in the game and everything.
Yeah, and
but
he's a huge Kingdom Hearts fan.
Yeah, he's a massive Kingdom Hearts fan, so I really don't, like, I'm not worried about it in terms of like the game doing well or not. I know it's going to do well just based off of their track record with Kingdom Hearts. There hasn't, in my opinion, there hasn't been a game that's been complete utter trash. Like, the games do have a history of having kind of like hard to grasp controls. So
don't piss off the fans that are watching.
I mean, like Kingdom Hearts 1, it's got a terrible camera system. I mean, Kingdom Hearts 2's camera system wasn't that much better in my opinion. But I still love the games for what they are. And I'm hoping Kingdom Hearts 3, just does better at what those games have already done in the past. I really don't have any fear for the game at all. From what I saw, it looks good, so...
Alright, and what about you, Kayla? Not Kayla, sorry, Ilya. We already went to Kayla.
Yeah, you want to hear me talk more? I can repeat myself.
So, Ilya, you stepped away briefly.
I did.
So, to wrap up, basically, a lot of people said it's the best thing to ever exist. It's as if God gave it to us himself. And then there are other people saying, hey, this is a game that's been in development for who knows how long, and it's still... controls really badly. It's supposed to release later this year. Are they going to be able to fix the controls? So what are your thoughts on it, and are you what's your history with Kingdom Hearts?
I am actually in the literal same boat as Kayla, that I've always been interested in it because it's Disney, but my brothers had PlayStations and Xboxes, but I was always just Nintendo, so I never had a chance to play it because my brothers didn't care to play it, so we never got it.
And you
so
never played the handheld versions? Because the handheld Kingdom Hearts games went to like... There may have been one on Game Boy Advance. If I'm wrong, I apologize, but I know there are ones on DS and 3DS.
I didn't start getting back into playing video games till, oh gosh, probably like 4 years ago or so. And I mean, I had heard about Kingdom Hearts prior to that. So like, I have a Game Boy Advance and everything, but I never... when I had a Game Boy Color and a Game Boy Advance, it was things like Mermaid Barbie and Powerpuff Girls. It was not anything substantial, except Link's Awakening. So no, I never had those. But yeah, I mean, I hope it ends up really well. I know it's a really popular series, and I imagine it'll sell well no matter what, even if people are criticizing it for maybe clunky gameplay or anything like that. I imagine it's still going to sell well, and it's probably, a lot of people love it, I think. From at least a couple of my, I guess I could say in real life friends, they're like, what they love is the story and having all the characters in it. So I think they're like, I want greater gameplay, but I love the story. Type
well,
thing.
that's what some of the complaints were, is that it seems like they just focused on creating these worlds as close to the actual source that they could. So like creating the Toy Story world to make it look like the Toy Story world. We've seen Wreck-It Ralph. That world is now in the game, which is weird because Wreck-It Ralph is in Kingdom Hearts, but Wreck-It Ralph in the movie has like Bowser in one of the scenes. So it's like, does this connect Kingdom Hearts to the Mario verse? Like what's going on here? Which essentially, like, Wreck-It Ralph was, to me, the best Mario Kart movie they could ever make. But anyways, what worries me is that the people going to this event were either casual fans of Kingdom Hearts, because there are people like really well known in the gaming industry, like really well known people from like IGN or whoever's in charge of like Kotaku or some of these other review sites. So they're being invited to judge these games. So they may be huge Nintendo fans, or not Nintendo fans, sorry. They may be huge gaming fans, but not necessarily Kingdom Hearts fans. And then the other group of people were people who were huge Kingdom Hearts fans.
Yeah,
so,
like HMK.
Yeah, so for someone who is a huge fan to not just be blindsided and awestruck by Square Enix paying for their trip, paying for their hotel, paying for all of the stuff for them to come pay the game, because that could overwhelm someone who's not used to it, to where they're like, whatever they do or see is just going to be amazing because they're having such a great experience. So for someone who's having all of that to come out and say, hey, there are issues with this, then that makes me take what the casual fans are saying whenever they're saying it's the worst thing ever to, like, it worries me, is what I'm trying to say. Because, like, we're all huge Zelda fans. So it would be like us going to E3 playing the Breath of the Wild demo they showed off and then being like, yeah, this is weird. Like, the game doesn't play right. I don't like it. So if someone's a huge Zelda fan saying, you know, something's up with Breath of the Wild, is similar to what's going on here with Kingdom Hearts. So it worries me. But I hope, since it all seems to be clunky controls, I hope they are able to fix it. So that's my thoughts.
I was saying, like, Kingdom Hearts has a track record of having that with like the casual person. Like, I remember back when G4 Network was still on the air and everything, and X-Play, Adam Sessler hated Kingdom Hearts. I mean, like, they gave Kingdom Hearts the worst reviews ever. And I remember getting so triggered back then watching it, because it was one of my favorite game series. But I mean,
oh,
no,
sorry.
I was like,
that was terrifying. Hello.
All right, so I guess we are able to move to our third piece of news. Rick, would you like to take this? Nintendo trademarks?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, you don't want it?
No.
Okay, what about you, Kayla? Do you want to?
Yeah, I will look into it.
Okay.
Okay.
We usually try to have the guests do at least one of the news stories. So,
well, the next one seems kind of fun.
It's okay if you don't want to do it, Daniel. Sorry, Rick. Getting confused. Like, I have a chat open with Daniel and Kayla about. He finally messaged back, so I have him in my mind.
Two people that are viewing. My guest over here, his name is Carlos. He's cleaning himself.
As they do.
Nice.